Business isn't just about money, it's about the story. I'm Arthur, and this is how the giants were built. Tokyo, 1946. A city in ruins. In a bombed-out department store, two men and a handful of engineers gathered with a crazy dream. They had no money, no equipment, and their first product was a total disaster. It was a wooden rice cooker that burnt more rice than it cooked. Fast forward to today, Sony is a $100 billion empire that conquered music, movies, and gaming. But how did a failed kitchen appliance company become the king of global electronics? This is the untold story of Sony. It all started with Masaru Ibuka and Akio Morita. Their first company, Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering, was literally a startup in a shanty. After the rice cooker failed, they realized they needed to innovate, not just survive. In the early 50s, Ibuka traveled to the US and saw something that would change everything: the transistor. While American giants like RCA thought transistors were only for hearing aids, Ibuka saw a future where everyone had a radio in their pocket. The experts laughed. They said it was impossible to make it that small. Sony's response? Watch us. By 1955, they had the tech, but they had a branding problem. Their name, Tokyo Tsushin Kogyo, was a mouthful for Westerners. Morita knew that if they wanted to conquer America, they needed a name that sounded cool. They combined Sonus, the Latin word for sound, with Sunny, the American slang for a bright young boy. Sony was born. It was bold, it was simple, and it didn't sound Japanese. At the time, made in Japan meant cheap. Sony was about to change that perception forever. In 1979, Sony did the unthinkable. They released the Walkman. Their own marketing team said it would fail because it couldn't record music. It only played it, but Akio Morita insisted. He saw a world where music was personal and portable. The Walkman didn't just sell, it changed human culture. Suddenly, you were the DJ of your own life. Sony wasn't just selling electronics anymore, they were selling a lifestyle. This was the peak of their power. Sony's journey wasn't always smooth. They faced the rise of Apple, the fall of the CD, and fierce competition. But their secret weapon was always kondo, a Japanese word for emotional involvement. From a burnt rice cooker to the PlayStation 5, Sony's story proves one thing. It's not about where you start, it's about the vision to see what others don't. If you enjoyed this deep dive into business history, hit the subscribe button and tell us which company we should cover next. This was the story of Sony.